Now let's actually give some examples in regards to escaping and transition and the common situations that happen. These examples that I give you, they apply to so many different situations. So it's all the same. Basically, the person can do 5 or 6 different passes and it will still be a similar reaction, right? Or the person may do a different pass and there's other passes that are similar to that and I'll do similar reactions. Or the person may do a sweep to mount or whatever and I'll still do similar reactions in regards to those sweeps. So if I do not go over a specific pass that happens to you, or if I do not go over a specific sweep, it does not mean these particular ideas do not work for you. It means they could still work for you. Now, there's going to be exceptions. There might be a different sweep that I have to react differently, but the goal is to give you the general idea and give you something that can work for the most common situations, all right? I have videos on the Grapplers guide where I actually talk about basically pass prevention. And I talk about basically defending and retaining against so many different passes. Look in the pass prevention section, and then you'll be able to have a solution to your specific problem. That's what that section is for. This video is to open up your eyes and be like, oh, I never even thought of doing that. Because a lot of people honestly never think of doing this. They basically let the person pass their guard or sweep them, they settle, and then they escape. Not a good idea, especially at the high level. If I'm rolling with someone like Danilo, and I just let him settle, it's not a good idea. Regardless of the fact that Danilo's bigger than me, right? So a lot of people ask, like, what would you do against somebody who's bigger? And that's why my friend Danilo is helping me out, right? Because he's a little bigger than me. And not only that, he has good speed to him, so his size and his speed is hard to deal with at times. So let me give you some examples. Example number 1 is we're here, and Danilo is inside my guard. And let's say he just goes for a pass. He might do like an X pass, right? So he goes to do an X pass. And he goes and pause. Here, he is now, basically my headlights are here. So at this point, he keeps going. He's now past my headlights. If you did not watch the transitional escaping concepts video, make sure you watch that. Then you'll understand what I mean by passing my headlights. He's passing my guard playing zone. This means I need to escape. Escape, escape, escape. I can't sit up and scoop, because if he goes up, go past, I can't sit up and scoop. It's not going to work. I can't retain my guard. If you're still in my guard playing zone, so go back this way, and go ahead, go. I don't even need to do any escaping movements. I can just sit up and scoot. But that's not an option for me anymore. He literally moved 4 to 5 inches, and that was taken away from me. So I need to know, escape, escape. And one of the best ways, in my opinion, is escaping to your knees. Or escaping belly flat usually first, and then go to your knees. In other videos, I talk about why we go flat. Find those videos on the Grapplers guide. If you can't find those, then message me or post in the Facebook group, and somebody else will help you find it. But a very common thing that happens is the person goes to pass, and then they try to get their knee in. And then as we're here, we'll keep working. I'm trying to get my knee in. Danilo's still putting pressure. He's practically past my guard. And he grabs my toes, and he pushes them away. Boom, drops his hip. Now he stops it. Or even more basic thing that happens is as he goes to pass, he knows I'm going to put my knee in, and he blocks my hip with his right hand right away. So if he goes back, right, and he goes to pass, he blocks my hip with his right hand. Now I can't go. Let's turn this way. Because the fact that he blocked my knee, I can't get it in. And the other thing that I'm doing that isn't right is I'm escaping flat on my back. And that's extremely common for people, especially white belts, blue belts, purple belts, even some brown and black belts, is when the person goes to pass, they stay on their back. Look at my back. It's like flat on the mat. They're just staying here trying to get their knee in and do all this stuff. But if he blocks my hip with his right hand, it's not even an option anymore, and I'm flat on my back. And he already escapes. No good. Let's say, before I even talk about what's next, right? When he goes to pass, so we go again, boom, he goes to pass. This already is better. This already is better for me. And the reason for this is because I'm no longer flat on my back. Now he goes to put pressure and control look at my hands. My hands are stopping this. Here, when he goes to put pressure and control me, it's going to be much harder. It looks like he has control. However, he doesn't have full control of me, especially because he doesn't have head control, right? I'm on my side. I can move my hips. Go keep your weight down on me. And Danilo's bigger than me. I'm on my side. I'm blocking this. He was instinctively about to grab my sleeve, which is good. Go grab my sleeve. I still need the control. But look, I can still work. I can still work. It's easier said than done. It's not going to be like an easy battle. But I changed things. I immediately went to my side. To your side is always better than being flat. Protecting your face is always better than not protecting your face. Because even though he had some pressure on me with his body, right? He did not have control of my head, and he did not flatten me out. And because the fact that he didn't have control of my head, it's going to be so much harder for him to flatten me out. When I'm here like this, there's other things you can do to flatten me out. I'm not even going to talk about that, because that's even more advanced. We'll talk about that in other videos. But when I'm here, right, when he goes to flatten me out, it's difficult. It's really difficult for him to flatten me out. I'm borderline turtled at this point. So when he goes to work to flatten me out, it's very hard. It's extremely hard for him to flatten me out because I'm on my side. It's such a silly concept, right? When I say silly, I mean it's silly simple. So, right, what is it? What's the saying? Keep it stupid simple, or keep it simple stupid. The KISS method, that's what we want to do. We want to keep it simple. Get to our side. Boom. Here, I'm not even talking about a fetal position. I'm talking about at least get to your side and block the cross faces. That's going to help you out in itself. Now, the other thing is, and the other thing that happens when it comes to people going to pass and stopping them from getting side control on you, is they get so stubborn on getting his bottom knee in. I tell people all the time to just forget this, right? Don't keep trying to get your bottom knee in. The reason being is because it's going to slow you down, and against higher level people, it just doesn't work, in my opinion. If I'm going against other black belts, trying to shuck my knee in to stop them from passing, it just does not work. And if it does work, you have to use more energy than necessary, and more often than not, you're using more energy than necessary, and then it just still doesn't work. What I mean is this, and I showed you briefly, is we're here like this. Danilo goes to do the same pass, right? And then here I go. Boom, I get to my side, and I shove my knee in like this, and they're really trying hard at this point. And this honestly just makes it a little bit slower for him to pass my guard and doesn't stop them. Because here, I'm not doing anything to stop his upper body from putting pressure on me. He has a lot of pressure on me. And this means I can't crazy leg him. I can't do that. I'm controlling his arm, but here, put even more pressure on me. I can't do all these. I can't get to my side anymore. He's just crushing me. And that's even without him controlling my hips. Let's go back into the same situation. And if, let's say he were to grab my foot, that's even worse. No longer can I do this. I'm sure so many people watching this video are saying to themselves, yeah, that position gets killed all the time. It works against a white belt or a blue belt, maybe a purple belt, but when I go with the brown belt and the black belt, this never works. I'm sure so many people are going to watch this video and be like, oh my goodness, Jason's right. That hardly ever works for me, okay? If it works for you, then good. You may be one of the best ones in regards to doing this particular escape. But I usually tell people to not do it most of the time, and we do some other things. It doesn't mean it will never work. If I'll do it against somebody who maybe is less experienced, or I'll do it against somebody where I just feel like my timing is impeccable. But I'm going to be honest, 17 years of jiu-jitsu now, I don't remember the last time I put my knee in just trying to get my guard back. I just don't do it. I either invert or I go belly down. Another thing that happens when we're here, even if he doesn't grab my foot, if he takes his right hand, he punches it to my hip. So, yeah, he punches to my hip. I'm still blocking. I'm getting to my side. Here, it's still trouble. Here, I'm trying to get my knee in. It's not working. I mean, I can still get belly down. The reason why I can still get belly down is because I was able to get to my side. And you possibly have to deal with the turtle position. If you notice, once I get to turtle, I'm sliding back right away because I'm trying to avoid the amount of time I'm stuck in turtle. That's another transitional escape. And basically the example is I'm combining transitional escapes. I'm like, okay, I have to transitionally escape of the guard pass, and now I have to transitionally escape the turtle. If I pause in the turtle and say, oh, I escaped the guard pass, now I can settle. I'm giving him another position to get control of, and then it makes it even harder for him to basically control me. So let's do this again. What do I like to do? I like to go flat, right? What I mean go flat is I go flat on my stomach, and then I do a quick back out. And I'll explain why I go flat on my stomach as well. Or if I could possibly do it, depending on the type of pass that's happening, I like to basically invert as well. So let's talk about going flat. Going flat is this. Same situation. Let's start over right from the beginning. Danilo goes to pass. Boom, I get to my side. Look, I'm here. I'm protecting myself. Much harder for him to stop me. And the only reason I'm pausing is so you can see what I'm doing. My hands are blocking. I'll show you a different angle as well. Now what I do is I go flat. My hand comes out, and I come flat here. I'm almost like, just come off me for a second. I'm almost just kind of like just laying here, like doing like a arms out Superman type pose. Super weird. We're getting super weird here. So I'm here like this, right? I went flat, and as soon as I go flat, I put my hands down on the mat, and then I do like a yoga pose backwards. Here. And I slide back as soon as I can. I'm going to show you full speed as well. I slide back as low as possible. I go like this. I'm going to do it without the Danilo. So we're here, right? Boom, I block. I'm on my side. Proper position. Go flat. Yoga pose. Pay attention to what I'm doing with my legs. Go flat. Here. Yoga pose. Look, I'm low. Look at my right leg. It curls under. But I don't want to go on my side because he's probably going to pass. What I want to do is I always want to stay straight. My chest is still facing the camera. That's what I want to do. I don't want to lean to my side because then I'm saying, hey, go to my side. Go to side control again. I've had so many people who went to go they did everything right. And then they went to go do the yoga pose backwards, but they leaned to the side and just gave the person the pass again. So don't do that. Let me show you an example. Let's say Danilo does the pass. Boom, I'm here, right? Then from here, I go flat and they basically turn to their side. Keep going. And then it never worked. When you do this, you want to be square with the person, right? Or you want to, at the very minimum, always go back straight. You want to be looking forward. Every chest forward when you go backwards. Don't go off to the side. Do not do this. Don't go like this. Because you're going to basically get crushed by somebody who has experience. I'm constantly talking about somebody who has experience because the people who have trouble, especially in the long run, they have trouble with the more experienced players. And you should have it in your mind, not what works against the white belt or the blue belt. What works against the purple belt and up. I don't even care if you're a white belt. Think about what works against the purple belt and up. Because if you have that mindset, I believe it's going to help you get better quicker. So let's go over this again. We're here. We have this angle. Danilo goes to do the pass. I'm blocking. Look, I'm already going flat, and then I come here. Just like this. All right, I'm going to explain why I go flat. And then as soon as this happens here, usually the person has forward pressure on me, and I slide backwards at that moment. That's if you want to retain your guard. That's what we're going to focus on the most. If I have good wrestling, right, or if I have good single legs, and so on and so forth, good sit-outs, then I'll fight for top position. What I mean is, instead of me going back, instead of me going like this, here, I'll actually attack his legs. So I'll go like this, here. I'm here like this, I'll come around, boom, I might work to knee pick him. So that's gonna be highly relevant to what your particular game is and what your particular style is, all right? So that's what we wanna work on. Now let's do this full speed because I'm pausing. I'm doing the getting to my side and going flat. I'm pausing and then I'm explaining what I do from there. That you do not want to do that. There should be no pause. It's all one particular movement. So we're going to show you this with some different angles. So we're here. Danilo goes. That's it. Everything. You never want him to settle that top pressure. And what the top person is going to feel lots of times when you're starting to like sit back is they're almost going to feel like they're belly flopping forward. And the reason why they feel like that is because they have chest pressure on you. And as you're kind of like sliding backwards, they're trying to keep that top pressure, which makes them feel like they're falling forward. And when they feel like they're falling forward, it makes it harder for them to control you. And this is why I recommend this. So let's do other angles. So here, he goes to pass. Oh. Then I get my guard back, where I attack the legs. Whatever I want to do. Let's do it again. Here. See how he's paused? He was kind of like leaning forward like this. That's difficult for the person to actually get true control on me. Right? And I'm not sure if you felt what I was talking about. It makes it difficult for them to get true control. They end up like this. Like they're trying to catch you. So we want to make it all one movement. I truly believe you should not be wasting your time getting your knee in. We should be doing this type of stuff. And the good thing is, if you are a guard player, we're getting our guard back. If you are a top player, we're fighting for top position. You could pick and choose, right? It's not like we just try to get our knee in. We are just settling on the getting the guard back. And then finally, what I'm going to talk about is why are we going flat? Why are we not doing this? Which is an old school way I learned it. Why are we not going here with this space like this and then going just like this? Why are we not doing this? The reason we are not doing this is because there's too much space that we're giving our opponent to actually control our upper body. He's going to make us settle on purpose. With transitions, whoever stops the transition is usually the one winning. Even if I escape the side control. If he's able to stop my transition, right, he's going to be winning. So if we're here like this, we'll start right here. He goes to pass. Well, when I come here like this, and let's turn. If I'm here, let's say he's in front of me, he can now control me better. Get good control, front headlock, whatever. He can control me better because I have all this space now because I got up to my knees. However, if we do this again, we'll do it from this angle because I believe we'll end up in the proper angle for you to see. When he goes, oh, I come here, right? When I'm like this, now when he goes to get the front headlock, it's harder. It's harder for him to keep going. It's harder for him to do it. I can still slide back if there's a pause. I do not recommend you just lay on your stomach and just sit there. Don't do this. Don't just go like this and be like, hey, this is cool, like I want to head. No, don't do that because the person's eventually going to spin behind you. But the point is, if I'm flat, it makes it much harder for the person to get front control on me. It also makes it harder if they're on the side. It makes it harder for them. Let's say we're here, right? And he gets to the side, like a side turtle. He can't get his knee in. Try to put your knee in. It's hard. So it's hard for him to get. I'm not going to stay here, okay? All right. If I stay here, he's just going to get my back. But if we go back, right? When we're here, let's say we just do this. Oh, and he's on the side now. It's hard for him to get this control. And then I can start working to get out. The longer you wait, the harder it is. But I find that it's better for you to go flat. And also the other thing, it's quicker. It's quicker for you to go flat. It's much quicker for me to go like this here than it is for me to do this. I'm not sure if you can tell the difference, but me going here is so much quicker than it is for me to do this. I don't like this. I do not like this here for multiple reasons, and I do like this for multiple reasons. And the other thing, you see me with my elbows in, we're not always going to be like that. Many times you're going to airplane out. Because when we're here, right, this is a long video, but it's an important video. When we're here, and he goes to pass, oh, when I airplane out, now when he goes to spin, I can control his leg. I'm stopping, I have something to stop his leg from spinning around as I'm doing my yoga pose backwards. So, I mean, hopefully this helps you out. This is probably going to be one of the longest videos of this series, but it's actually one of the most important. Because a lot of people are like, oh, how do I escape side control how do I escape side control against a bigger person, or how do I not get put in side control? You need to work on your transitional escapes, and this applies to most passes, honestly. I'm going to show you different pass examples, but for the most part, this is something that I truly believe people should be focusing on. So if you have any questions or comments, post below, and I'll do the best I can to help you out. All right? Peace.